All right. Hey, my friends at Corvette Forum. Okay, I'm going to make this video, give you a quick run through of the way my first paint booth is turning out. I've got Frostbite to paint. I've got my 89 Z51 non-FX3 track car to paint. I've got a ZR1 to paint and a race car in that bay to paint. So what I did was I made a frame around 4 Walmart box fans. Okay, if you look in here, it's actually sealed above the garage, actually below the garage door. I did that so that I could open and close the garage door and lower the garage door all the way down on top of the box fans here. I'm actually going to end up stapling this long tail of, I just had a bunch of extra poly, and rather than cutting the poly off there, I'm just going to staple it across the top. There's a lot of CFM coming out of there. I'm going to run my compressor outside. By the way, it's like 15 degrees Celsius here, and normally it's like minus 30. So in order to cannibalize one of your bays, there's a lot of work to do. You're gonna have stuff laying everywhere because you're emptying out one whole bay. This is a door, zipper door. It's fantastic. You can see it being vacuumed in. You just tape it in. That lets you go in and out. What I did was put the zipper door right by the fans so that if I did bring dust in, it would immediately get sucked out. Okay. Now, I did have an issue where there's poly. We're going to go in here. There is poly right there. That's poly over top of the floor. Well, what I found was that the poly was vacuuming, or there's vacuum in here, so it was lifting off the ground. And when you would step, you would poof down this, like pillow. And I knew that would just not be good, because if there's any dust on the poly, it would just get fluffed up every time. So I laid a couple of drop sheets down, which are fine, because if dust falls on them, it'll be fine. It won't go anywhere. I got 2 places left to tape up, down here and down there, so that I'm not sucking any garage air in. The way I did my filters was, at first, actually, this is interesting. At first, I did only 1, 2, 3, 4 up top. And the reason I did that was that I've got a garage heater, which is blowing like right through there. I'll show you. And I wanted the hot air, because the hot air rises, right? So the top of the building's always, like right up against the ceiling, is always the warmest. But what was happening is, my wife brought a humidifier in here with, the mist, so that you could see what direction everything was blowing. And from about here, just roughly halfway, the humidity would come up and shoot to the left. Exactly what you wanted. But anywhere below, there was actually an eddy where it would come up and then go backwards and just sort of sit here stagnant. So what we did is we added 1, 2 on the bottom. We almost added 3, 4, but we didn't have to, because as soon as we added these, didn't matter where you were in the vertical column in here, the smoke or the humidity was being sucked out immediately, which is perfect. And I do want negative vacuuming here, because I don't want my shop getting covered in stuff. Now, this poly is used poly, okay? And it was nasty, okay? See that? See that? Yeah, it's nasty. It's dirty. So I have gone through here and vacuumed it with a brush. I've wiped it. It's as good as it's gonna get. This has also been running, and I've also lots of banging, lots of it. So anything that's gonna fall off easily has already fallen off. Does that mean that I'm gonna end up with dust on my paint? Probably, yes. Oh well. This is my very first time doing this, so. Oh, the other thing is my reel for my air is here, so I gotta tape that off. I pulled it all out in advance, just laid it all around. I have this little whippy thing with a swivel on the end. I'll try it as long as it doesn't leak. I'll use it, but this is kind of convenient for like. Also, I found this outside. I'm maintaining 22 degrees Celsius, which is great. 22 degrees Celsius will work just fine for paint. It's actually a little surprising that I'm maintaining that, because I'll show you. So you see my exhaust, right? You see that, and you've seen the filters, but where is the air coming in from? Okay, well, the air's coming in. Here's the backside. There's all those filters. And if you were standing here with me, there's a huge breeze coming in here, because I got a man door over here. Okay, this is my little parts room with all my stuff, all my C4 stuff. That's wide open. That's providing air. Okay, and the reason I did that, and the reason why this is blocked off halfway, is because I wanted the cold air from outside to be forced to come up here, spill over, and hit the warm air. That heater's basically maxed out on high. And so I got hot air blowing this way, cold air coming in this way. It mixes, you know, has its little mixeroo. And so I just heat, this way, comes through here, this way, and then in. And the fans draw it in. So that's basically everything. I'm not using that door because I'm forcing the cold air and the hot air to mix together to create what right now is 22 degrees Celsius. I would have been happy if I was at like 18. There's the race car I gotta paint. So that's actually it. That's everything. I can show you my little layout here. So I have not a whole lot of parts, to be honest, although I do have to dig out the Targa over there. I've got these parts, the bumper. I'd like to take the back bumper off. Everything's loose. What I did on the back bumper was I loosened everything and then pulled the bumper back, because you got that gap, right? And I don't want that gap to make a bridge. I should have pulled it all the way off. I've got to do the Targa top, which is there, and I've got to do that, which is there. We can go actually real quick and have a look at the car. I'm gonna run the compressor. This is an undersized compressor for this. There's no question about it. But that's what I have got. That's what I'm gonna use. Front bumper's off the car. To be honest, I can't remember why I even took the front bumpers off the car. I think it's because I don't know, I've never done it and I kind of wanted to do it. So this car's all prepped. Okay, it's all prepped and ready to go. This is what I was saying about this is all backed. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna remove it. Just gonna remove it. Problem is I should be doing that right now, and then I should be going in and painting all my parts tonight or this evening. This car was just trashed, hey, it was toast. Something happened, it got sideswiped, but it was worse than that. The door was open when it got sideswiped because the hinges were bent over. It would open over 90 degrees, so I had to fix that up. Anyway, that's my prep. Reason I took the glass off was because I couldn't come up with a way. I have not sanded this. I just took the glass off today or yesterday. I couldn't come up with a way to paint under here or tape this off. I don't need to paint under there because it's obviously not faded, but I need to paint the edge, and I couldn't come up with a way to do it cleanly, so I just decided to take it off. Anyway, there you go. That's where everything is at. And first step is to, primer this car. I got to clean this car. I got paw prints on it from a cat, so it's already been sanded and prepped, but I've got a lot of cleaning to do here before it'll even go inside the bay. I'm gonna clean this thing tomorrow, hopefully pull it in by the afternoon, late afternoon maybe, and then hopefully spray primer on it tomorrow evening about this time. Yeah, wish me luck, guys.